Taylor! Oh, what a goal by Peter
Welcome to Team of the 80s. My name's Gary Spencer. I'm back. I've been away, and now the football's gone away. But today, I have got for you a true Crystal Palace legend. Yes, Peter Nicholas, an integral part of the team of the 80s, played for us nearly 200 times, Arsenal, Chelsea, captain of Wales 35 times, 73 odd appearances, and had a glittering career, a true Crystal Palace legend. In fact, this podcast was so good and we had such a great chat that I've split it into 3 different parts. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring you Mr. Peter Nicholas. Nico, I'm not going to keep you that long, mate. I just.
No problem, buddy.
First of all, thank you very much for doing it. I do appreciate it. When you were growing up as a kid, like you were special as a kid, you were a good player as a kid, coming up through Wales.
Well, the thing about it all was Gary, is that I was playing down in for Newport Schools, which is a town next door to Cardiff where I live. And I was playing with the school team of the district, and I was playing a game against Swansea Schools in the Welsh Cup Shield or Welsh Shield. I was only 13 and played the game, went home, jumped straight in the bath, didn't have showers at training grounds then.
No.
We played the game in the car, go home.
Yeah.
My mum and dad were quite not well off, really, to be honest. Dad would be probably in work, mum would be in work as well on a Saturday morning, and then I'd be down kind of catching a lift off one of the players, one of the rich kind of players who had cars, and the mums and dads weren't working and watching the game. So I went and played the game. Next minute I jump in the bath, I get a knock on the door, and there's 2 scouts, one from Man City, one from Crystal Palace, Annie Warren. Oh, no, actually, wasn't Annie, it was Brian Carpenter, the Welsh scout. His name was Brian Carpenter, he was the Welsh scout of Crystal Palace. They came in, come and see mum and dad. So we see my mum and dad, but they're not here. They're out at the moment, they'll be home shortly. He said, you want a cup? I said, you want a cup of tea, which is a Welsh thing they always welcome people as soon as they come in. Do you want a cup of tea or do you want a coffee? They wanted, got them a cup of tea. I'm an expert in making cups of tea since I was young kids. Being the youngest of 4 as well, so it's always jumped on me to make the cup of tea, which happened. So which they're in. All of a sudden, I make them a cup of tea. I get a tracksuit on or some trousers and a t-shirt. I can't remember. It's quite a while ago. And basically, another knock on the door. All of a sudden, 2 more scouts.
Wow.
One from Arsenal and one from Cardiff City.
Wow.
At the door. So knowing that day, it must have been around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I knew my mum finished at 12, my dad finished at 12. But my dad did like a beer, and he would always pop in the pub on the way home, on a Saturday especially. He didn't work on a Sunday. Yeah. He was a 6 till 2 man every day of the week.
Wow.
But Saturday morning, if you get a bit of overtime, he'd work. Obviously, we needed the money.
Yeah.
And then he'd be down the pub then Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and most of the day Sunday. That's how he was, that's how his life was.
Yeah. So a lot of people's lives were,
So my mum came home, I opened the door and said, we got people next door in the front room.
Huh?
She said, what are they doing in there? He said, well, they're people from football. What, kids, parents? I said, no, they're scouts from football clubs. Right, okay. So she went in, introduced herself. They said, we come to see you and your husband. He said, well, he could be home 3 hours' time, could be 2 hours, could be whatever. Well, that night, my mum and dad were going to a social club, and there was a kind of bingo going on and a game of something going on, some dance or something going on down there. Yeah. So he came home early. First time he ever took some orders off my mum, that was, I think, after a drink. So he came home, he had a few beers, he came in, and He came to the front door and said, "Who are you fellas?" He said, what do you want? He went, "Well, come to talk about your boy." He went, "Yeah. Well, what's he done wrong now?" He said, "No, you haven't done anything wrong. We're football skills for different clubs." He said, "I'll be honest with you, I've had a few beers. Can you go away and come back next time?"
Right.
Oh, right. So they all walked out. I'm in the other room kind of listening to what's going on. I went in, I said, "What happened, Dad?" He went, "Oh, I chucked him out." I said, "What do you mean chucked him out?" He said, "I got rid of them because I've had a few beers and I'm not listening to them when I've had a few beers. I'll listen to them when I'm sober or soberish."
Yeah.
I went, "Okay, Dad." I was very disappointed. My mum shouted at my dad, "What's going on here? You shouldn't have done that. You know, this and that, whatever," and left it at that.
Yeah.
So a week later came, I had a letter sent to me from Crystal Palace from Malcolm Allison to my mum and dad. We would like to invite you and your wife up to London to Crystal Palace to have a weekend in London. So they put him up in the Rochester up in Park Lane,
Lovely.
which was like my mum and dad went to Rochester.
Yeah.
That's like going to like meeting the Queen and going to like Buckingham Palace. Like,
Of
you know
course,
what I mean?
of course. Yeah.
We come from a council estate.
Yeah.
3 up, 3 down, and that was it. Like, and there was like 6 of us, 7 of us in the family. So like, I slept with my brothers, one of my brothers till I was about 14 in the same bed. It was in the room.
Nico, just to stop you there quickly, when you played that day, when you came off, did you think, "Oh, yeah, I had a blinder then? I had a good game today"? Did you feel that?
I just played my normal game. I mean, I think we won 2-1 or 3-1 or something.
Right.
And it was just a normal game. It was just a normal me giving my best,
Yes.
trying to win every tackle,
Yes.
trying to arguing with other players,
Yeah.
bossing my own players around.
That's just you, right? That's you.
Yeah, that's me. That was just me. I was like, no normal thing. It's not like me. I scored 3 goals or 2 goals and
No.
I was man of the match. I just played my normal game.
Yes, of course.
So, anyhow.
You're up in London, or your parents
are
are up in London. Yeah.
My mum and dad went up to Palace for the weekend, and Malcolm had a game that weekend. So Annie was driving them around, taking them here, taking them there, showing them the sights of London. Then they took them over to the game, the Palace game. I think they were playing Millwall at the time. They met Malcolm after the game. Malcolm had him upstairs in the office. And this was like, and Malcolm had a great thing of attacking your mother more than attacking your dad.
Right.
You know, he was kind of like, "What do you want to drink, Dad?" And he'd give him a pint. "But what do you like, Mrs. Nicholas?" And Mrs. Nicholas that, but it was like.
He's a charming man. Charming man.
Yeah, and that's what he did it for, because he knew the Welsh boys are more closer to their mums than their dads.
Clever.
And that's a fact. That's a fact, that is.
Right.
And anyhow, so they took him up to this hotel at the top of Crystal Palace, a place called the Queen's Hotel.
Yeah. Remember? Yeah.
And as they said, this is where the boys will be staying when they come up. And my dad went, "Well, hold on a minute. I was nothing to do with this football club at the moment. We've got other clubs involved. Other clubs have been interested." Malcolm said, "Don't worry about that. You'll be coming to Crystal Palace." So he had a private word with my dad and my mum, and then they shook hands on a Sunday morning. They had dinner, breakfast at Dorchester, and he picked them up, took them to Paddington. They came back to Wales. So there's 1 or 2 other clubs came up. I went up to Aston Villa as well. I went up to I went to Arsenal, and I drove for Tottenham in Wales. They had a practice game, and then all of a sudden it was like, well, we're going down to watch Palace play at Cardiff City. They're playing at Cardiff City.
Wow.
In this time, I'm into like 14 years of age now. Not signed for anybody yet. Been up to Palace about 2 or 3 times, and as again, when we went up to Palace, there was like all the lads met up. Now all these lads were boys from Manchester. London lads would come in every day to train and go home. But the lads, we had 3 boys from Wales, myself, Ian Walsh, Stephen Lovell, were up at the Queen's, and we all stayed at the Queen's Hotel.
Right.
And it was great. lovely hotel. We should jump on the 68 bus down to the ground in the mornings. Then we go training either on the Agra, the back of the Cristobal Social Club. We should train there some
Yeah, at the
afternoons.
back in the car park. Yeah.
That's it. We should train in the car park. Or we go to Langley Park where we used to train.
Yeah.
And that's what we used to do every day. And then we played the odd game. And all of a sudden, every time we come up, every holiday time we come up, it was like Easter time, summer holidays, we'd be up, and the same boys kept coming, and we all got to get to know each other. Then the London boys, people like Murph and Vince and Billy Gilbert used to stay at the hotel as well, and we used to have such great fun and some great times there. And it was so good, the hotel, this and that, the food was good, and they looked after us. So all of a sudden then we come to like 15 years of age, and Mum and Dad had a visit off, and Annie Warren came down, and he said, we've had a word with Malcolm. Malcolm wants Peter to come up to go to school at London for a year early. He said, well, how are we going to do that? He said he goes to school in Newport, in Dufferin, in Newport.
Yeah.
He went, well, we can arrange that. He said, I'm here, I've arranged that and arranged it already, Annie said. And he said, what do you mean? He said, well, I'm going down to meet the headmaster of the school this afternoon. So I signed the forms that day, schoolboy forms.
Oh, wow.
Pink and blue forms at Palace at 15.
Wow.
They went down with my mum and dad to the school to see the headmaster. They came back and said, you're moving to London this summer. You're going to school in London for a year.
Wow.
I'm only 15. I didn't know about this plan. I just want to play football, Gary. That's all I want to do.
Of course.
And so I was happy to go to Palace. It was a really good club, and we had some good boys there as well. Anyhow, so we got to go up there in the summer. Walshy's up there already because he's a year older than me.
Yeah.
Walshy did the same. He went to school. Everything went fine with that. So I went to school. We only went to school for one day, Gary, because this is the thing. The thing was to get you up there a year early. The plan was they wanted to sign us on apprentice forms.
Yeah.
And I had a guaranteed 1 year pro form as well, so I had a 3-year contract.
Wow, brilliant.
But Malcolm said I want them up there earlier because they'll learn the game earlier than what they normally would. So he put us in this school and the arrangement with the schools.
Brilliant.
We only went for 1 day.
Yeah, brilliant.
We went for 1 day in the whole year. The rest of the time we were full-time training.
Brilliant.
And then Saturday mornings we would be playing with John Cartwright. All of us at 15, myself, Vince, Billy, Murph, Ian Walsh, all 15 playing in the Palace youth team.
Wow, what an experience! And where was you took a lodgings? I guess, right? You just lived at somebody's house.
I was in lodgings in Thornton Heath. In the end, it was like a situation where it was like I'm 15 years of age, and then I ended up getting picked for Wales as a schoolboy. So the club looked after me then. I had a telegraph off Teddy Venables and Mark Mallison saying well done. We went to Scotland and played Scotland. And then we all of a sudden were playing England at Ninian Park, Cardiff.
Wow.
And Billy Gilbert, Johnny Murphy, Stevie Leahy are playing for England. And there's me and Walshy and Stevie Lovell playing for Wales against them.
Wow. Did Steve Lee, what's his name? Murphy play for England then, and then he moved over,
He played for England, because he was going to school in England, you see,
right.
in London. So you didn't have to be a kind of, because you went to school, it doesn't mean you end up playing for, like Murph played for Ireland, as we all know, and it doesn't make any difference. You just, at 15, it's whatever you're schooling.
Wow.
So I was schooled in Wales, born in Wales, and there's no way I was going to play for England anyhow, I'll show you that now, mate, so.
Of course.
that would never happen, mate.
Did you play in both youth cup winning teams or just the first one, 77?
Yeah. So we played England and they stuffed us forward.
Right.
And
rightly so.
Godfrey Ingram played for England in the under 15s. He scored 3.
Who?
He was at Luton. A lad called Godfrey Ingram. He was at Luton.
Right.
He played there.
I remember.
But they were far better than us at that time, mate. You know what I mean? They were a lot better than us as a team.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, so that was the start of it all, kind of. And then we all of a sudden we get to 15, 16, And all of a sudden, then we're in the youth cup. And the first year we go into the youth cup, we get the quarterfinals. We lose to West Brom in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And we're only, most of the team were 15.
Yeah.
The year later, we win it. And the year after that, we win it again. We won it 2 years on the sprint.
Was the
And
first one?
The squad we had then was myself, Kenny, Terry Fennick, Billy Gilbert, David Fry in goals, Stevie Leahy, Jerry Murphy, Ian
Sparksy, right? Right back,
Sparksy was playing, Kevin Dare was playing.
Yeah.
You know, we had such a good side.
Was that the first?
Gary.
Was that the first year, Nico?
That was the first year.
Everton, right?
The first year was the first year because Kenny Walshy and Steve Brennan were a year older than us.
Yes.
They were in the year later, but we didn't need them for the year later. We just wanted it again.
Yes.
That's when we had Fenn came in and other players came in, and it was a hell of a team. And I think out of the 2 teams who won the Youth Cup, I think 11 of them played in the Palace first team, and 9 become full international players.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't make it up.
No, I mean, I think they're in the Youth Cup semi-finals this year. I think they're playing Man United.
Yes, they are. I've seen that. Yeah.
But
the Palace is absolutely banging. But I mean, the crazy thing about it was, Gary, was that we were going to Holland every summer. And playing in the Dutch. Dutch tournaments.
Yes.
And we were going to Scandinavia and playing in the Scandinavia tournaments. And we were learning so much of the game.
I remember that. Yeah, you just reminded. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's crazy. Stevie Love used to love that. You know, he used to talk about that all the time.
It was fantastic. We go and win the tournament. We go and win the tournaments as well.
Wow.
We'd be playing against Ajax and Juventus and AC Milan and Inter Milan and all these other clubs who were going. It was fantastic.
What a great learning curve that was, eh?
And the crazy thing about it was as well, that team that we had,
yeah.
On a Thursday, for instance, we'd be at Langley Park,
yeah.
And all of a sudden we'd be saying, Thursday morning, lads, don't go to Langley Park today, just all meet down the ground.
Yeah.
So we go down the ground, and all of a sudden Malcolm turned up with Frank Lord. Frank Lord was his number 2.
Yeah.
And the first team would be there, and there's me cleaning George Graham's boots, and I had boots. I had George to clean, Dave Swindlers, and Phil Oders. They were the three players I had to clean.
Love
and
Phil.
George used to chuck his boots to me, back at me every day. They're not clean enough. I mean, George, come on, but I tell you how great what George was. And of all the players, at Christmas time would come, they give you £100 in your hand.
Give you a few quid, yeah.
Give you a few quid. Go and get yourself a bit of gear.
Hey, listen, Nico, 100 quid in those days was a lot of dough, wasn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic, mate. I mean, don't forget, we were only on £16 a week as apprentice wage.
Yeah.
And we had all the expenses paid, and we had some of the things we used to do, Gary. We used to we were that skint. The 3 of us would get the bus, 6 to 8 bus in the morning, mate.
Yeah.
And we went to go training, and 2 of us would make it. We weren't very well, and we got free bus passes because we couldn't afford it, you know.
I know. You know, you probably think this all the time, and I know I certainly do that. But you know, to think back then that in '79 Palace became a first division club, which is a Premier League club nowadays. Yes. And the things that went on then and go on now, they're just so far apart. It's just absolute madness.
Well, I told you it was good. That was part 1. Such great stories, such a great time. And Nico was a great footballer for the club. So tune in next week for part 2. Thank you for listening. My name's Gary Spencer. And Team of the 80s, Peter Nicholas.